Hi, I'm Terry Schroeder. I'm coach of the men's water polo team here at Pepperdine University, and I'm really happy that you're joining us today to learn a little bit more about our program. We're going to teach you a little bit today about 4 different things. We're going to teach you about our Gold Coast Conference and what our conference is all about. We're going to teach you about our coaching staff, who's involved and why it's important to our program. We're going to take you on a virtual tour of the campus, and we're also going to teach you about our pillars. They're kind of the foundation of our program, and hopefully you're going to learn a lot about Pepperdine and one day be a part of this family. Thank you. In 2016, we started the Gold Coast Conference, and the Golden Coast Conference includes UOP, San Jose State, Santa Barbara, Pepperdine, Long Beach, and UC Irvine. 6 very powerful teams in the sport of water polo. In 2016, we won the first Gold Coast Conference tournament, and we won again this past year to get an automatic berth in the NCAA. So we won it 2 out of 4 years. Some would say that our conference has now become the best conference in the country. Last year we had 2 teams make the NCAA tournament, UOP and Pepperdine, and UOP finished second, Pepperdine finished third or fourth, however we want to call it. But our conference has become a conference to be reckoned with, and we are right up there with the Mountain Pacific Conference, and we're going to each and every year get an automatic berth into the NCAA championships, and we're going to be a very powerful conference for years to come. So I feel like we have an awesome coaching staff here. We've been together over the last 6 years, all of us together. Mike Tragitt, who joined us 6 years ago, was a player here. He's one of the smartest players that we had, and he's also, he puts that into action as a coach. He sees the game really well, he knows the game really well, and he's in the water with the guys a lot, so he can really coach from the water, as oftentimes Merrill and I are on the deck. But he's a big part of what we do. He's a big part of recruiting. Associate head coach Merrill Moses has been with the program now 8 years. This will be his 9th season. He's a 3-time Olympian, silver medalist in the 2008 Olympic Games, was the best goalie in the world for many years. And Merrill's also in the water quite a bit with the guys, and especially with the goalies, obviously, working one-on-one. And I think that's a very unique situation that we have here at Pepperdine, to have one of the best goalies in the world working one-on-one with the goalies. Merrill does so much for the program. He's involved in the recruiting and all the day-to-day activities. Lots of paperwork, but also lots of FaceTime with athletes and the parents. I just love our staff. It's really part of our family. I've been here now over 30 years. When I first got to Pepperdine, I really thought that I'd be here 1 or 2 years while I got my chiropractic practice going. But I absolutely fell in love with coaching, and here I am over 30 years later, and I don't see coaching not being a part of my life. I love what I do. I love these 2 guys that I coach with, and I think we make a great team. And we're going to be continuing to work hard to make Pepperdine one of the best teams in the country each and every year.
Hi, I'm Mike Tragitt. I'm assistant water polo coach at Pepperdine University, and I'm looking forward to showing you what Pepperdine and Pepperdine water polo are all about.
Hi, I'm Merrill Moses, associate head coach of Pepperdine men's water polo. Look forward to showing you a little bit more about our university and our program on this virtual tour. I hope you guys enjoy what we have to show you, and you become part of our family soon. One of the benefits of playing for Pepperdine water polo is you have this gorgeous pool. Olympic pool, host of the 1984 Olympics. Also completely redone 7 years ago, where we put in new video boards. All the signage and branding is on here. We have 2 jacuzzis, 2 video boards, and we're the only pool that has the sprint in the middle. So they asked us, how do you want this pool to look? And we said as close to an Olympic venue as possible. Also, there's only 2 teams that train here, men's water polo and women's swim and dive. So if you want to get some extra time in, work on your shot, just have the guys get in and shoot on each other, all you gotta do is ask the lifeguard, and we have full access to the pool. Coaching staff on the pool deck, our office is on the pool deck, and we're here for you guys anytime you need us.
What's up, everyone? My name's Adam. I'm your strength coach. Essentially, when you guys get here, this is where we will be. It's a really cool spot for several reasons. Number 1, we don't have a football team. So water polo, being a very prestigious program at this university, has this entire space to themselves. We don't have any other teams coming in here and messing with you guys when you get in here. When you guys come here, you guys have the show, and you have this entire space to yourself. In terms of what we're actually trying to accomplish, that's going to change at different parts of the year, depending on if we're obviously off season or in season. In the off season, that's where it's my time to really push you guys, and we'll get after it. That being said, my biggest thing is quality over load on the bar. So you'll go to maybe some schools and you'll see some really nasty reps with some grindy weight on there. That's not what we're about here. We're about it looking good, because obviously you're here to play water polo and not to lift weights. So that's my biggest focus, is making sure that this complements what you guys do in the pool, so that this is actually helping you perform at a higher level down there instead of actually getting in the way of it. And then I know Coach Merrill mentioned this as well, but as we go into the season, again, that becomes even more of an emphasis, and that what we're doing in here is ultimately making sure that you're feeling better, feeling primed, feeling ready to go when you guys are playing games and matches and stuff like that. So that's essentially the biggest things. Some of the really cool aspects that I think that kind of set us or make us a little bit different from other schools is that we tailor everything to the position. So goalies aren't going to be doing the same thing as centers, and I think that obviously makes sense intuitively. And then also, there's no guesswork, so you're never going to come in here and not have an idea of exactly doing exactly what you are doing. Everything we do here is up on TV screens, and you'll have your entire workout mapped up, every single load, every single movement, every single set, every single rep, so that everything is completely structured, is completely calculated, is completely programmed out for the entire semester. And you guys just have to show up and get after it, and you'll get better. One final thing that makes us, our program really stand out here, is that if you look at a school our size, they're gonna be averaging maybe 1 to 2 strength coaches across their staff. Here at Pepperdine, we have 5. So what that means is that I only have 2 other teams besides water polo, and one of them is tennis, which has like 6 athletes. So I'm able to spend every single day giving as much attention and energy to every one of the guys, so each of them gets as much individual attention as possible. That allows me, again, to kind of structure workouts based on what each guy's individual needs are, so that it's not kind of like a one-size-fits-all program, and everyone can get as much as they can out of the weights here.
Now I'm going to go over a year of Pepperdine water polo. So I'm going to start as you coming in around August 15th. That's usually the start date. And then you have 2 weeks to get ready for season. All right, we start usually our first games the first week of September. Now our practice schedule during season is Monday and Thursday 12 to 3, Tuesday and Friday 1 to 4, Wednesday morning 6:45 to 9:45 a.m. We do 2 weight workouts Tuesday and Thursday morning before 8 o'clock. The reason we pick the middle of the day for most of our workouts is, again, you have coaches that are true players that have been there and done it, and we know that we're going to get more out of you if we have a bigger practice block in the middle of the day, and you can focus on your studies before and after practice. It gives you a nice break. We go season September to December. NC2As is usually the first weekend in December, and then you get about another week and a half of school, and we give you a month break for the holidays. We come back in the middle of January, and we start what is our 8-hour segment. So in NC2As, you're allowed 20 hours a week to practice, and we abide by those rules. And then when you come back, you have to have an 8-hour segment, where in the off season in January, we have the same practice schedule, which is, again, Monday, Thursday, 12 to 3, Tuesday, Friday, 1 to 4, Wednesday, 6:45 to 9:45 a.m. The only difference is off season, we do weights 4 times a week, because that's when we really try and build muscle or try and work on different things, because we're not focused on games every weekend. Our 8-hour block in January only lasts for about a month, and then we go back to 20 hours a week, getting prepared for our spring tournament, where we'll usually have a spring game that is getting right before finals in April. The beauty of Pepperdine is we finish school at the end of April. So you have a big break where we give you guys another month off to kind of reset and give the whole month of May off. And then we come back in June for summer water polo, and we start Waves Water Polo Foundation. So again, coming to play for Pepperdine is year-round, but you get a lot of good breaks. Waves Water Polo Foundation is June and July, and then we are part of the Pacific Coast League, which is a whole nother league that we play in the summer. All the teams are involved For example, UCLA is Bruin, SC is Trojan. All the teams we play against play the summer league to prepare for season again. One of the great things is if you're within the 50-mile radius of campus, you can come play for Waves Water Polo Foundation and get ready so you don't have just 2 weeks to prepare for season. But if you are outside the 50 miles, then we recommend that you come to summer school, take a summer school class, and then you can start with Waves Water Polo Foundation as well. Right behind me is dorm row. It goes in a big circle, and this is one thing we can't pick for you, is your roommates, but we have a porthole where usually water polo athletes pair with each other, and basically you get to look at the view that your dorm has. It's 2 to a room, and it has a beautiful view anywhere you go on this campus. So it's beautiful. Also, we have brand new dorms that were just built called Seaside. We're gonna pan to a shot of that as well, where you can't go as a freshman, but sophomores up can get to those. My envision is that every year they're gonna take chunks of dorms down, and the whole campus is gonna have brand new dorms soon. We're on the heart of main campus, and this is where I talk about the academic side of Pepperdine. One of the huge advantages to come to Pepperdine is we have a teacher to student ratio of 1 to 14. And then when you get into your major courses, it can be as little as 12. So you definitely get to know your teacher. We have incredible resources for all of our athletes. When you come to Pepperdine, you have an academic advisor, an academic mentor, and no matter what your GPA is, when you come in, you're required to take study hall for the first semester. Another unique advantage, like I talked to you guys about before, is we have 300 athletes on our campus. So because of that, our teachers are able to give us grade reports every couple weeks so we can make sure that our athletes are on track. And if they're not on track, then we can get tutors in any class available free of charge to our athletes. So I think it's a huge advantage to come here because the teacher knows who you are. You're not just someone that's sitting in a seat and is a number.
So here at Pepperdine, we have a tremendous amount of majors that you can choose. You can even create your own major if you get approval from our department. The top 3 majors on the team are sports medicine, business, and sports management. One thing that's also unique to Pepperdine is a 5-year MBA program. No other Division I water polo school in the country has this program, and you get your undergraduate business degree in 3.5 years and your MBA in 1.5 years.
As I mentioned before, that a lot of our athletes take summer school so they can be part of Waves Water Polo Foundation. We think that is a great resource, a couple reasons. One is it helps you get ahead in classes, so you usually can focus on one class for that month, get used to the campus, and get to practice with the team during the summer. It also gives you an advantage of taking lower units during season, so you don't have to take a full class load during season. Another advantage you have as an athlete here is you get priority registration. So that helps us maintain that you don't have conflicts with your practice schedule. So all athletes get to register and work their classes around their practice time. Here's Payson Library. It was renovated a couple years ago. One of the things that the athletes love, and all of the students, is the Starbucks that's been added. But one of the things I loved about studying here is you don't have to fight for room to find a place to study. There's always places to study that are quiet. They have access to computers, printers, anything you need, you have in there, and it is gorgeous. Here's the Pepperdine bookstore. It's an incredible bookstore. I will tell you, as an athlete, you probably will not be buying a lot of gear here, just getting your books. Your parents will be buying gear here. But one of the unique things about Pepperdine is we do not have an official sponsor that we have to go with. As of late, we've been with Under Armour. We really enjoy them. But if you wanted to go Adidas one year, we're allowed to, or Nike. But we've stuck with Under Armour because we really like their gear right now. Our in-water sponsor that we have is Hardcore Sport for our suits and robes. One thing I can promise you is you have player coaches that make sure that you have tons of gear to make sure that you look good as a Pepperdine athlete. Pepperdine offers an incredible internationals program. Now, as an athlete, a lot of coaches usually say to their athletes that they don't allow their athletes to go abroad and spend a semester there. One of the things that we think is very valuable is seeing other parts of the world. I've played professional water polo in Spain, Croatia, and Italy for 2 years. So I've lived abroad for 4 years, played in numerous countries with the Olympic team, same with Coach Schroeder as well. And if this is something that you want to do, we're very open to it. Obviously, it can't be during the fall semester. If it is the spring semester, we want to talk to you about it. Every situation is unique, but one thing we do have a lot of our athletes doing is a summer of a month to 6-week program abroad. One of the most popular programs is the Florence program in Italy. We're in the main cafeteria right now, and one thing I will say is the food has gotten a lot better than when I was an athlete here. You have different stations where you can order things from cooks that make them right there for you. So you have a card that works for this cafeteria. Also, you have access to the other cafeterias on campus. We have the law school cafeteria and the business school cafeteria. Our athletes love to go to breakfast up at the business school cafeteria. Then you have the Hawk that is open, that has a pool table, shuffleboard, ping pong table, and upstairs there's places to study, and they have a chef there, and your CAF card works there where you can get food until 2 a.m. So back in the day when we were studying for finals, we didn't have access to that, and now you do. One of the other things we do for our athletes is we have a company called Farm and Flame, where we have them cater meals 2 days a week onto the pool deck. So right when you're done with practice, these are hot meals ready for you. And they're the company that works with the Rams, so they know how to feed an athlete for sure. Now, these are not just little to-go sandwiches. This is steak, asparagus, mashed potatoes, and that is at no extra cost to the athlete and their family. That's something we do for our athletes for our program to make sure that they have extra nutrition to get ready for class right after practice. Behind me is the chapel, and this is where I usually say in my tours a little tidbit of information about Coach Schroeder. He's always talked about as being Mr. Pepperdine. He played here, he coached here, he played in the Olympics here, and this is where him and his wife got married. Pretty awesome spot. And this is where I talk about the religious side of Pepperdine. I want you guys to know the requirements. The requirements here are you have to take 3 religion courses. All right, so there's Religion 101, 102, and 103. All right, one is the Old Testament, one is the New Testament, and then the other one's an elective where you can talk about religions of the world. Pepperdine is as religious as you want it to be. If you are not Church of Christ or Christian, you can be all sorts of religion. We're welcome of every religion here, and everyone feels very welcome. I'm gonna have Coach Tratchett talk about another piece that is required, which is convocation.
So as Coach Moses mentioned, there is a convocation credit that needs to be fulfilled here. You need to have 14 credits to get an A each semester. And there's a multitude of ways you can do this. There's an all-student convocation immediately after our practice on Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. Or there's such ways to get it as surf convo, athlete convo, you could do Spanish convo, you can do Italian convo. There's so many ways that you can get this credit. Wednesday morning convocations with the large student body population, you can have speakers such as Will Smith, former professional athletes, people who are incarcerated and have a redemption story. It's only 40 minutes and they're pretty eye-opening and uplifting.
So behind me is Alumni Park, and this is where I show our athletes that are looking to come here where they are going to be graduating. So you got to envision, and we're going to show you pictures of huge grandstands that go up like this, back, and then you have the beautiful view in the background. Also on Alumni Park, one thing that Pepperdine does for their students is they have free concerts here at least once a year. One of the big names that have been here is Imagine Dragons, and it's pretty awesome that it's just for the student body of Pepperdine.
Hey, I'm AJ Vanderworst. I'm the athletic trainer for the water polo team here at Pepperdine. My role is primarily to deal with injuries and preventative care. I work out of the training room, so the coaches and the strength staff do a great job of making sure that these guys don't get hurt in the first place, but inevitably injuries happen. So it's my role to try to get them back to a level that they can exceed and perform in the water. We have a lot of self-maintenance tools here in the training room, so a lot of guys are coming through constantly for hypervolt or Normatec or different things. We have a fueling station downstairs that makes sure guys are energized and ready to go for practice and games. In the event that guys are injured beyond our scope of practice, we're able to refer them to world-class medical groups outside with doctors that are able to surgically repair, or get guys back to us in a state that we're able to physically repair them and get them back out in the water to excel beyond their capabilities. I'm available 24/7. I'm ready to help you guys, and I'm ready to win.
This is Pepperdine University's Olympic wall. It's very impressive the amount of athletes that are on this wall in all the sports, but water polo, we've always tried to have at least 2 athletes represented in the Olympic Games, and we've done a darn good job at that. Coach Schroeder and myself have been a part as a player or a coach for 6 different Olympic Games.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having more of our athletes join this wall. As Meryl said, it's quite impressive, and we've got a lot of water polo players up there, and we're looking for more of you that want to be a part of the Olympic Games. It's an incredible experience. For Meryl and I, it's a thrill of a lifetime, really. And we feel very motivated to help more of our athletes reach that goal. So we're looking forward to having you a part of our team.
When I was asked to come coach with Coach Schroeder in 2012, one of the things we discussed was bringing our team back to the NCAA championship game and winning another championship trophy. Pepperdine Water Polo took a little dip before that, but we've worked our way back up. And last year, we made it to the Final Four of the NCAA championships. And that's not our ultimate goal. Our ultimate goal is winning another one of these.
Yeah, we've been consistently doing better and better and better. And this last year we came very, very close, but with the recruits we have coming into the program already, and with people like yourself joining our team, we feel very confident that we're going to add to this trophy case with a few more trophies before we're done here.
Now we're in the video room. Every Wednesday morning we come in here and watch video clips of either our previous weekend's games or of our upcoming opponent. There's a video exchange system that both the MPSF and the Golden Coast Conference are obligated to use. So we have clips of every opponent you're going to play against, every goalie, every shooter, and it's extremely invaluable to be able to be in here. We have whiteboards everywhere. We have a touchscreen TV. It's kind of like being on your own personal sports center out here.
This is the Pepperdine gym. One of the beauties of this gym is athletes actually get access to go on in open gym hours and shoot basketball on the actual gym. I know a lot of universities you're not allowed to do that. Also a great place where you get to see our championship banners. You see the water polo banner back there. The team definitely comes in here at times and has some intense basketball games.
So one of the things that we really try to do here at Pepperdine with our water polo team is they do become family. And I think the life lessons that I've learned, that Meryl has learned, and that Mike has learned through the years, we use as experiences and try to teach those life lessons to our guys along the way. Our goal really is to have the best water polo team we possibly can have, but we also want to make each and every one of these guys a better man and a better husband and a better dad, so that when they leave this campus in 4 or 5 years, they're prepared for not only their career but for their family, and they're in a better place, and that's a big part of our goal. When I took a break from Pepperdine to coach our USA team in 2008 and 2012, our program dropped off a little bit. And when I came back, one of the things that we came up with was these 6 pillars. And these 6 pillars have become a very, very important part of our program. I'm going to go over those pillars with you right now, and because they're really important. Our guys carry cards around with the pillars on them. We talk about them after practices sometimes, during practices sometimes, after a game. Oftentimes if we don't have a good practice or we don't have a good game, we can look back at one of the pillars and say, well, I don't think we did this part too good today. So here's the pillars. The first one on top is excellence. And to me, excellence is, it just means that we want our guys to be the best they can be in everything they do. Obviously, when they come down the water, we want them to be the best at practice each and every day. When they're in the classroom, we want them to do their best in the classroom. And as I said, we want them to be good people. And we really want excellence to become a habit in their lives, so that no matter what they're doing, they're working on being the best version of themselves. And that's really sitting at the top. And for us to reach our goal of making an NCAA championship and winning an NCAA championship, we have to have excellence in everything we do. On the bottom, and kind of holding the whole thing up, is family. And family is all about team. And I think that's really a very critical part of who we are as a coaching staff. Each and every one of these guys, when they become a part of our team, they also become a part of our family. And when we look back on a season, we look back at our record, we look back on how we did, but we also look back on how well we were able to come together as a family. And family is something we talk about almost each and every day, because it is such a critical part of being successful in the sport of water polo. So we can't have anything else without really that family being strong. So that's really the second pillar, but it's also kind of the foundation of all the pillars. Up here next to excellence is commitment, and we feel like the level of your commitment is really going to equal the level of your success. No matter what you do in life, you need to be committed. So when you're at the pool, you need to be 100% committed to that. When you're in the classroom, you need to be 100% committed to that. So commitment's really a big part of all of our pillars also. Another one that's really, really important is discipline. And they're all really important. I shouldn't say one's more important than the other because they're all kind of critical to our success. But discipline is what I feel what has separated the really good players that come to Pepperdine with the really great players that come to Pepperdine. Those that are able to have that self-discipline and make good choices consistently. And that doesn't mean that you don't have a good time here at college. We want you to have fun. We want you to enjoy college life. But in order to be successful, in order to have excellence, in order to win an NCAA championship, we have to have self-discipline. And that's part of our life as coaches. It's also part of your life as a student athlete, is that you have to be able to make good choices on a consistent basis to win, to be successful. The fifth pillar is respect. And when you join our team, you come onto this program, you step on the pool deck and into the pool, you're going to have our respect. And it's our job to kind of earn your respect. Respect breeds trust. And in any organization, in any team, you need to have trust to be successful. Another big part of respect is also respecting the differences. And that goes right along with family. If we don't have respect for each other's differences, we can't really have that family chemistry. So respect is another important pillar. And the final pillar is grit. And grit is kind of the wild card. And grit is what we look for as coaches when we're looking at who's going to go into the game in critical moments. Who's going to go into the game when we're 2 goals down and there's 2 minutes to play. Grit means you don't make excuses. Grit means that you accept responsibility. You're not blaming it on the referee. There's no blame game. It's all about what we can do in that moment. I want 7 players in the water at a critical moment that have grit, because that gives us the best chance to win. So those are the 6 pillars: excellence, family, commitment, discipline, respect, and grit. And like I said, we talk about those a lot throughout the year. They're pretty much our foundation of who we are as Pepperdine Water Polo. We want to find players that want to embrace those pillars and want to be the best that they can be. We love players that want to be Olympians, that want to be at the top of the game, that want to win an NCAA championship, and a lot of that begins and ends with the pillars. So good stuff. Thanks for spending a little time and learning a little bit more about Pepperdine Water Polo. We hope it was valuable information, and we look forward to talking to you soon in person.